In 1963, on June 26, President John F. Kennedy gave one of the most important speeches of his time on the world stage. The speech was given so that West Germany and Berlin, which had been separated by the Berlin Wall at the time, knew that America was still with them even through the Communist War. The speech starts with, "I am proud to come to this city as your guest of your distinguished mayor, who has symbolized throughout the world the fighting spirits of West Berlin." He is addressing his speech to not only the listeners in West Berlin at the time, but also American General Clay, who was mentioned. Kennedy says that he is stuck by Germany's side through the very hard moments. The most memorable quote is, "All free men, wherever they may live, are citizens of Berlin. And therefore, as a free man, I take pride in the words, Ich bin ein Berliner," which translates to, "I am a Berliner." In the speech, the thing that made the speech a lasting piece of rhetoric was that he was talking to a country who had built a wall in order to keep East and West Germany divided. According to theatlantic.com, they try to tell you that he was trying to compare America to Germany with their versions of freedom. The public speaking techniques used by President John F. Kennedy were not only eye contact, but speaking from his heart. He also smiled and laughed and spoke very slowly, sometimes spoke in German to let his audience know that he really cared. Finally, Kennedy said with emphasis, "Ich bin ein Berliner," which showed to his listeners that he was indeed one of them. This is where he related to his audience. The emotion he shows comes out straightforward. He had sympathy toward the people who did not feel free in their own country. He had anger towards the wall which had separated people from their loved ones due to communism. He had dedication toward the audience to show them to not fear the communists and that the wall was simply a wall. No one should ever feel as though they cannot cross the wall. The people of Germany need to feel free. The audience listened hard and cheered for Kennedy during the speech. Although there was a translator, John F. Kennedy had said a couple of his phrases in German so that the audience not only understood him at the time, but they also cheered throughout the speech. Ich bin ein Berliner, which was said multiple times, meaning I am a Berliner, and lass sie nach Berlin kommen, let them come to Berlin. His speech inspired me, and I will definitely use some of the stuff I learned from watching it and consider to put these mechanisms into my future speeches. He made sure to 100% come from the heart with everything that he said. His confidence, speaking without looking at the paper. Some of the speech might have not actually been down on the paper, but you wouldn't have been able to tell the difference because of his strong confidence in it. Lastly, his speech was short, sweet, and to the point. The speech was only 4 minutes and 42 seconds long, which made sure to tell the audience all that he needed, but also to not bore them. In conclusion, I learned a lot. Listening and watching the speech. I may not be the President of the United States, but this speech came straight from his heart. As long as I can be dedicated to a topic like John F. Kennedy was to freedom in Germany, then I can too nail my speech. Thank you.